Redstone dust. It's literally the most useful thing when it comes to redstone designs. Redstone builds are literally named after this stuff. And today, this is my ultimate guide for redstone dust. And you might be thinking, it's just dust. What is there to learn? But look at what I've got laid out here. There's a lot of things to learn. And you might know most of this, but I guarantee you're probably going to learn something. And there's probably going to be a comment down in the comment section that I'm going to learn something from. I don't know, something that I've probably forgotten here. But let's get started with the first thing. When you power it up, it goes for 15. It has, I think, a length of 15, and you can see it by how much light it emits. And if you want to strengthen that, you grab a repeater, and then this should, and it recharges it for another 15 pretty much. And this is the same for redstone and observers. If we do this, if I try to get it into the frame, get low enough to delete this block. God damn it. There we go. You may have missed that, but it lit up that. It didn't light up this one because this is 16. And that's pretty much, it's the same for observers, is what I'm saying. There we go. And let's move on to this thing right here. But first, a message. Before we get into this video, the tutorial or guide or whatever video I'm making at the moment, I just wanted to say, if you do enjoy this, watch other videos in my channel. You might find them helpful. I make a lot of redstone videos. If you like it, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and I would love to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year. And that's pretty much all. Just enjoy the video. This little setup will pretty much allow me to show you how redstone acts on blocks and stuff, and with pistons and different components. And if we want to start with pistons, see how the redstone in Bedrock, I don't think this happens in Java, but it's directional. It'll go into a piston, but it won't go into droppers and dispensers and lights. So it doesn't change into that, so that won't light up. But this is going to light up. If there's a block here and it's just going straight past like that, that's not going to extend. This will extend because it's hard up against a block the redstone is on, as long as it's a full block. If this block was glass right here, that wouldn't go, but because it's a full block, it will. So this doesn't go because, there's no line going into it. This does go, even though there's no line going into it, because it's on the block, redstone's on. Now, with the lights, same concept. That lights up because it's on the block. These don't dispense anything. See that there's items in it, and they don't dispense anything because the redstone isn't going onto it. And this repeater is getting power because it's hard up against the block redstone is on. I don't know why there's a light there. I may have put it there for some reason, but I've forgotten now. And let's move on to this one. See how the redstone's going hard up into that block? It's going to extend this, light that up. There's a dropper and there's a dispenser, and pretty much if we turn this on and off, they both dispense stuff because they're hard up against a block redstone is going into. Now if I did that, these both light up, that unlights up and that de-extends, or whatever the right words for that is, because it's now changed the direction and it's now no longer going hard up against this, and this extends because it's going hard into that. And I will get on redstone being on the other side of this block later, but that's pretty much the idea of it. See, these no longer dispense items. And yeah, pretty much I think that's all for this one. Let's move on to the next one, which should be this one. These, because they're again hard up against blocks redstone's on, will be powered. See, they dispense blocks. Whoops, I didn't mean to put that. Dispense blocks lights up and extends because they're all hard up against blocks redstone is in. Redstone doesn't light up because, I don't know, redstone doesn't really do that, even though technically the block should be hard up against this. Actually, it may be a half block, so it doesn't draw power downwards like this. Next up, the ultimate guide to redstone dust is how it's powered. And I've got pressure plate, switch, and button, and they should all be the same because this pressure plate will hard power this, so this will light up. If there was redstone there and the pressure plate might be there, that isn't going to light up because it's just redstone on that block. But because there's a pressure plate, let's see, yep, I still got it. If there's a pressure plate, it will light up. I really should be covering this in my ultimate guide to pressure plates, which I am going to do. This is sort of first in the new series of ultimate guides to things in redstone, because I don't know, I've run out of ideas. So when I step on that, that one lights up, even though it's one block down. This lights up if it's on the same level, and this lights up because it's sort of going into the block that the pressure plate's on, but this doesn't light up because there's kind of no connection. This is 2 blocks higher than actually technically 1, but the pressure plate doesn't power this block. And that's the same with a switch. All 3 light up, this one doesn't. And a button, if we press it, all 3 light up, but this one doesn't. For the next one, first of all, it's kind of a repeat of the other one. It's going hard up directionally into a block like that, so it'll turn the torch off, a repeater will get the signal, this will light up, and this will extend downwards, like that. But if you put a redstone dust hard up against the block it's running into, it doesn't light up because, I don't know, it's redstone dust. Same with this one. If you put a redstone cross, which is sort of just dust on one block without any connecting like that, it won't light up that, but it'll light that one up, light that up, turn that off, and extend that. And if you put something there, it turns it all off, except this, because it's hard up against this block which has redstone on it, so that's not gonna turn off. But everything else does. I hope you got what I meant there. And to give you an example, if we had it hard up into a block like that, redstone isn't going to turn on if it's just redstone on both sides of the block. If a repeater is on either side of the block, it will continue. So like that, if it's after the block, it'll continue. And it's raining in my tin shed here. Sorry about that if you hear it. And if there's a repeater on this one, it'll go through because the repeater is actually hard powering that, but I'll get into that in my repeater video. For this one, I think I was pretty much showing you can't put a slab. See if I've got a slab in here. I don't think so. Let's go slab. Let's grab this and replace piece of coal. The slab won't sit right on top of it. It'll go to the next block up. So it'll pretty much, it won't sit there. It'll sit there. So I hope you understood what I mean. And for this one, this is going upwards. If we turn this one on, because we're on, these are what I said before, so they're not full blocks, so it doesn't cut off the signal every time there's like a corner. And with glass, it'll run straight up like that, like a ladder. And if we turn that one off, specifically with glass, it'll run down as well. So this bottom one will light up. And it's windy as well. Damn. So these are full blocks. So that one's going to light up. That one isn't, because it's kind of, this block is cutting off the signal. And pretty much the same for going down. It goes down because there's no full block there. If there was, see, it blocks it off. But this one doesn't light off. And with slabs, it's interesting because it's kind of like a mix between the two. It'll go up all the way, perfectly fine. And then, if we turn it off, it won't go down, because I think there's a little bit of a break there. So it's a pretty interesting feature for directional redstone. It can be used in a lot of things, surprisingly. And let's move on to the next one. Oh yeah, this is a burnout clock. When I turn it on, that turns on. When I turn it off, it flashes for a while, like a really fast clock, but then it'll stop because it probably lags the game out too much, because that is pairing that block, which turns that off, to stop pairing that, and it kind of goes around in a circle like that. And because it happens too fast, it turns it off. And these are actually useful in my most, I think, not the most recent, the one before the most recent one. I use it for an enderpearl station, so go watch that. It's a pretty short 2-minute tutorial. And with torches, this one turns off. Oh, fuck me dead. Just a sec. I've had to improvise. I couldn't be bothered to get a blue block, so I've used a green one. So when I turn on the switch, it powers this block, so that torch turns off. It's going hard up into this one, so this one and that one turns off. I'll cover this in my torch video, which I am going to do as well. But it doesn't do this because it isn't directionally going into this block. If I went up like that, it'll turn it off. But if there's nothing on that block, it doesn't turn that off. And then for the last thing, pistons. They can, in Bedrock Edition, I think in Java, the pixels or the size of the redstone's too big, so it kind of overlaps the arm, so it'll break it. But on Bedrock, it doesn't do that. Or maybe it doesn't do that in Java now. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. But so all 3 pistons will go this one and this one because it's on the side of it. This one will go because it's on the bottom, but this one won't extend even though it's powered, because the redstone's on the face of the sticky piston. And I think that's about it. Just let me know if I've forgotten anything, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you found this helpful, and stay tuned for more ultimate guides to redstone things.